What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have Tulsa International Airport news for the month of July 2024. I hope all of you are excited for this, as today we have some exciting changes to take a look at. Quite a bit of news going on here for sure, and I have a bunch of pictures that we're going to take a look at today from the airport. So with all that being said, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So as expected, the homepage doesn't have any substantial changes. It's about the same. So glad to hear that. But the exciting news is that we have a very exciting, brand new piece of information. And that's the Tulsa International Airport has unveiled major art installation by artist Shane Donwit. So this is a really cool piece called titled Sunrising. And what this is 40 glass palettes or panels rather that swing around in a 360 motion to symbolize the amazing sunrises and sunsets that Oklahoma exhibits. So all kinds of colors featured here. It's so nice, and I have plenty of pictures of it. But as you can see here, it is 34 color resident panels that transition through the color spectrum of the sky from sunrise to sunset. Each panel is mounted to a motor hidden in the ceiling above, and the entire installation slowly rotates, creating a wave-like movement from side to side across a 120 feet span. So isn't it super cool? There's a bunch of awesome write-up here on it, and it was $225,000, but rightfully spent because of how awesome it is. So overall, it's great to see this. And I personally think that they did a really good job putting this in. So huge shout out to Mr. Donwit on his effort here and along with the actual project itself. So we'll take some more looks at it here and some upcoming pictures. But this is super exciting. It was supposed to launch in June of 2024. So just a 1 month delay, which isn't too bad. And I think it took him just an additional month there to perfect the design of the panels, which he did an immaculate job of. And we can't thank him enough for his efforts. So another cool characteristic of it is you can't see it the same color twice from any angle at any time. So the attention to detail put into this project is quite awesome, and overall it is so cool to see this. So that's absolutely great, and overall really fun to see that right there. As of for our routes here at Tulsa International Airport, the majority of it stayed the same from June, with the major highlights being that we have the daily Orlando service on Southwest, essentially daily Thursday through Monday, along with American's daily service to Miami. So that's absolutely awesome. Orlando Sanford for Allegiant went back down to 2 weekly. It was 3 weekly in June, so not a huge change there. However, probably the most unfortunate change for the rest of the summer we will exhibit would be United's mainline service to Houston. That was terminated from June 28th. Well, not terminated, but put on to Saturday onlys from June 28th through August, I think it's the 17th or 18th. So pretty unfortunate there, but United ran out of some planes. So unfortunately, we saw the sacrifice of that. But we still had a really good portion there for Houston with all the additional frequencies that we have there compared to the other times of the year. And we do have a Saturday mainline service, which is awesome. So very excited for the United mainline to return. I believe it's late August here that we'll be seeing that. So that'll be awesome. I believe all the other movements are the same. I think all of what we talked about in the previous update video remains. So great to see all this, and overall quite an awesome progression here at Tulsa International Airport for the month of July. Here's the airport update here, and I did a little intro. So let me see if I can get to a wide scale frame. Yeah, all this same. I did have that Saturday only United mainline service into Denver here, but United's overnighting 6 planes, Southwest 5, Allegiant of course with their 5 services, Destin was still 3 weekly. So wonderful to see all the progression here, along with American services that all remain the same through this month. So that's really cool, and the FedEx MD-11 is still going strong here as well. So all of this is really awesome to see, and it's definitely quite tremendous progression here to say the least. Let's jump into the Instagram page where we see here what's going on for July. It was a little quieter, but there's some fun STEM projects and recommending to get to the airport as soon as possible. You can also find some old pictures that they shared of Tulsa International Airport's this is their 96th birthday, I believe, which is super cool. So here's some very unique shots of when the airport opened, and that's what the Tulsa Municipal Airport looked like at one time. So definitely does not look like that anymore, as you can tell. But you can find a piece of this in Tulsa Air and Space Museum, which is really delighting. Kind of looks more like a train station than an airport, but that was pretty common for the time. So all this looks really nice. And there's hangar number 1. So really cool to think about that and all the implications there. So that's definitely a really cool shot. Also a really fun 4th of July post for Tulsa International Airport. I was not home in time to submit a picture, so that was completely on me. But as you can see, quite a few awesome aircraft here to represent the aviation landscape here in the United States. So cool to see all those. So very nice to see that right there. And you can see some other cool posts here, and overall just a bunch of fun. There was the project Sunrising installation, which is quite great, highlighting guest service areas and some other advertisements throughout. So all this is really cool, and definitely glad to see each and every piece of this and what's going on here, and even Christmas in July to top it all off. So plenty going on here, and all this is looking really great. So we absolutely love to see that. Let's go ahead and dive into some pictures that I have here from July, because I was here a little bit more than June. So happy to see that. So there are the panels once again. I think they're absolutely amazing, and Shane once again, Shane, sorry, my bad, did an amazing job putting this all together. So it's quite wonderful to see how great this all turned out. Some of these are a little fuzzy, so tough times. But as you can see, they were just getting it done here as I was coming in on this day. I believe this was like July 10th. And then they did the installation, I think on July 11th, maybe or so, maybe the same day, somewhere around there. But as you can tell, they were getting the final details put up there. There's also broke a Legion E319 on this day, which was pretty interesting. That sat there for 10 days when I arrived in from my big trip on July 3rd, and it finally left, ironically enough, right as we were having lunch. That was pretty surprising, but travelers are got back in the sky. So not the only A319 we'll see broken on Hardstone number 5. Stay tuned. And I was fortunate enough during the month of July to fly the Allegiant Air Airbus E320 together. We fly special delivery in from Los Angeles. That was an absolute blast. So very fortunate to do that. First time catching the special delivery was when I flew it. So how fun was that? So really cool to get this shot, and that service continues to go strong with 2 weekly flights on Mondays and Fridays. Here's some better shots here of the Project Sunrising pieces here, so you can see how great the palettes are. I really recommend seeing it in person if you get the opportunity to. The pictures can only do so much, but it truly is state of the art and a really great effort, and definitely represents what Tulsa International Airport is all about, and a great way to just start a trip. It's just so great. So I definitely think it was worth all the money for it. And as you can see, it's just quite an immaculate piece of artwork. So really great to see this, and overall the progression is really great here at Tulsa International Airport with all the various pieces of the puzzle. So we absolutely love to see what we are seeing right now. And we also had a broke United E319 for a few days. This one I think was only here for 2 or 3 days. So here it is. What a gorgeous aircraft here, and some great light. So that's why you're seeing this here at this time. And we have Delta's New York service starting on September 3rd. Very excited for that. And here's a great flight information board from the time frame of July. I don't know what Friday this was, maybe the 19th. So you can kind of see what the flights were looking like here and what was going on. So definitely quite wonderful to see that here in the evening. And we also have just the transition here in the middle, so you can see Propel to TUL and then the Miami daily service. Great way to promote all that, so quite wonderful to see all that. United also added some stanchions in at gate B8. They moved them around in B6. This was the B8 shot though, and as you can see, they moved them, which is a much more logical progression than the zigzags they had previously, so a good job by them. And hopefully get to use this here in the near future, or its readjusted position. I thought this shot with the glass was kind of cool, that broke A319, so that's what you see here. And here's the CRJ-200 on the left. I can't believe they have a flight that terminates at 6 o'clock in the evening in the summer, but they do, so that's the CRJ-200 right there. They can only fly so many hours, and then you get the 175 coming in on a 4-hour delay from Washington over there on the right. So all that looks quite cool right there. Here's a cool shot going in for a couple-day trip to Florida. So you can see here a beautiful shot here on the absolutely wonderful overhang piece here. It is quite awesome infrastructure, so I thought that was definitely worth highlighting. And I was able to get all the double main lines here. That was the Saturday service leaving on Sunday for United, so awesome to see that. And then there's the 320 Denver and a couple others, so I thought that was kind of a cool shot right there. And then there's my A320 to Tampa, which a little sad that it's not going to be year-round this year, but hopefully we'll be seeing that coming back in the future. But yeah, hopefully it'll be back next summer at the very least. And I'm confident it will be. Actually, as we speak right now, I'll get on Flight Radar, but it's doing its final flight of the year right now, final flight of the season. I think it's a little bit fair to say, but it all has to come to an end a little bit. So what can we do? But there it is, and that was really fun as well. And there's the graphic that they had for it, which I think that was a really great shot there. But as you can see, a beautiful day to fly there on July 28th. And then there was one more shot of it coming back, and there's the daily flight there too. So I want to take you all to Flight Radar 24, where we take a look at the flight right now. Let's head over here, and it should be coming in any moment. So let's see if we can find it. It should be right around here somewhere. It doesn't have the labels like my phone, so it's taking me a moment to find it. It may have been early, actually. Is it one of these? Let's see here. Sorry that this is taking a moment, but I thought it would be kind of cool since we're literally in the moment. That's SkyWest, so it should be somewhere down here somewhere, but I can't seem to find it. So the easiest way to do it will be to click on the airport, not the airplane, but the airport. Airport, please. There's our second daily Phoenix service. We'll talk about that in the August update, but cool to see that going strong. I'm trying to get to the airport, so hopefully we can. There we go. And then it should be right here. Here's the last one for the season, and hopefully it will be back very soon. But it should be somewhere pretty close. Oh, it had to go around for weather. It's a little bit farther south today. It had to go around all that. So here it is, the last Allegiant E319 flight in from Tampa for the season, and very hopeful that this returns next summer, which it has for the last 10 years. So I'm very confident that it will be back. But speaking of that, kind of diving into some last information here for Allegiant, we'll have some more aircraft changes to talk about in the next update for August. But as you can see here, here's what we got. So the Orlando service will be Mondays and Fridays, a little gap there of Saturdays in the winter, and then we'll be back to Monday, Friday. Our Destin service, last one will be on August 12th, which is tomorrow as of recording. So kind of sad. We'll talk about that more in the August update. Very successful season though. Las Vegas, Mondays and Fridays all the way. Same for Los Angeles, which is another very pivotal service. And then lastly, we have our service to Tampa, which again, this is the last one. So it still lets me book the outbound, which is incredible that I can do that, even though it leaves in like an hour. So we could do it for $67. It leaves here in about an hour and a half, but I could not make it there even if I tried. But you can see here when I do it this way, it still loads it, but it doesn't have any dates anymore. So we'll see what it looks like on the route map when they change it up, but hopefully it just goes to the dotted seasonal service, which is typically what happens. So here's the lines, obviously, but it should look hopefully like this dashed line on San Diego for Sioux Falls, for example. So hopefully we'll be seeing that very soon. But yeah, appreciate Allegiant's amazing summer here. Very excited for the upcoming months and what's to come. We'll have 6 flights a week for the most part, so it should be pretty consistent. And maybe a new route at some point. I think that's only fair. But yeah, I really hope all of you enjoyed this Tulsa International Airport news update for July 2024. We have some exciting changes to talk about in August coming up, so I hope all of you are excited for this. But glad to get caught up on the news for the summer. It's been very productive, and we'll really dive into all of it in the August update when we have some more information and numbers and all that. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love and love what you do? My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.